No. You're thinking of it's by Sleep, but it's the
Dragonaut?
song. Yes, from Gummo.
Yeah.
There's no coughing in that one though.
There's coughing in every song. I moved my wife. Oh my god!
I moved my wife away from the mic.
No. Oh my god!
Hi, welcome to Hive Scum Podcast.
The podcast for those beautiful people kicking around the 28 community.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hive Scum on this beautiful Saturday morning at 11:38 a.m. Next up, we got Katrina and the Waves with Walking on Sunshine. After that, we got Gage and Terry talking about something else. Yeah, take it away.
Walking on sunshine.
Whoa!
I don't feel good. Yeah. Dude.
I don't feel good.
I don't feel good because I just ate 2 slices of gas station pizza.
I ate pies.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel great, and I'm also Gage at No Clear Coat. Don't touch those.
I'm Steve at South of Heaven.
I'm Terry at Stone.job. I don't really use Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
So if you followed me or did something on there, I'm sorry.
I think we should all take a second to look at our hours logged on screen time on our phones.
I don't have my phone on me.
I don't know how.
I don't want to do that.
I'm Tyler's already at painting.
Yeah.
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 Your name is Tyler.
His
also.
name is Tyler.
Well, we'll
And
see.
he's pretty good at painting.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at painting.
He is pretty good at painting.
Stop it.
Listeners, if you haven't noticed, there's a bit of an empty seat here at Hive Scum Studios.
We're going to have a moment of silence.
I'm sitting in it, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, yeah, Gage is now using Phil's chair. Phil is not here right now.
He's no longer with us.
You may know that last episode he talked about getting a strong back and a big ass for his goals for this next year. Phil decided to melt all of his metal models down and turn them into weights.
And for the foreseeable future, he will no longer be here.
Yeah.
He will be lifting his pewter weights.
He'll be lifting computer weights.
His 1.3 pound weights.
Yeah, but for real, Phil stepped away from the podcast. But you know what I mean?
Still bother him.
Yeah, still bug him. We'll have him back at some point, but he just wants to get strong. And he wants to use this time to get strong.
And we love him.
Yeah, we love him. We talk to him every day.
But we do have a guest today, who you already know.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I'm Tyler. Is all right at painting.
I know.
Yay!
Sorry. Well, I didn't get a chance to introduce you.
Oh, sorry.
You introduced yourself.
Sorry.
We
You
also-
took it upon yourself to just introduce yourself.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, man.
You're worse than Adam
Fuck,
from the
stupid.
last episode.
Idiot, dude.
Yeah, we also wanted to just everybody loved last episode so much.
Oh my
the
God.
soundboard is going to be a permanent staple.
Permanent. Forever, we're just going to have that. No, just kidding.
All right. Okay. All right. We got.
So please go leave us a 1-star review for episode 50. That
Yeah.
would be really cool.
For the
would
whole
really like that.
podcast. For every podcast, you have to leave a 1-star review.
For everyone.
Every podcast ever.
All the podcasts you listen to, leave a 1-star.
Wait a second. I thought 1-star was a good thing. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
It's golf rules.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I just spilled this Coke Zero all over myself.
I got a little excited.
That is a tasty little baby there. Sorry, it's all over me now.
It really
Does
is.
Coke Zero get sticky?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta.
But it doesn't have sugar in it. What
It's
gets
the,
sticky
the
in
caramel.
it? It doesn't have caramel
The
in there.
caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah. It has carbonated water, caramel,
Color.
Coloring.
phosphoric acid,
The color doesn't get sticky, though.
aspartame. Dude, you ever had a color that gets sticky?
Dude, oh, man.
Dude.
I can't even
one
think
of those
about
sticky colors, dude.
can't even think about purple because I just get stuck to it.
Oh yeah, dude.
What? Get froze up. You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't get stuck to purple?
You're walking down the street, you think, oh man, what are all the colors in the rainbow? And then you go through and you get the purple and you just freeze up out there.
What are you talking about?
Straight up, dude.
Terry, what have you been working on?
Shit. See, this is what happens. You say something random and you get punished by being the first person that gets, what have you been up to? So I've been working on my Skaven army. What are you trying to do? More soundboard shit? Listeners, there is no soundboard, just so you know. We've got rid of the
done.
soundboard.
We're over it.
We got your notes.
we grew up.
Yeah, we know you don't want to hear that anymore. We know you hate us now. All 3 listeners, 2 of them left. Now we just have 1 listener out there, which
it's just-
sucks.
it's me, and I'm on the
whoever's
podcast.
listening. Oh, great. Nobody's going to listen to this. But I've been working on my Skavens, and I've been building little bits and bobs for them. I want to do Doom Wheels, which I've talked about. So I manically...
They look so
they're very cool.
good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I was very sick, and I had a fever. And sometimes when you have a fever, is when you come up with your best ideas. So I'm laying in bed, coming up with ideas, being like, write this down.
The fever specifically is what unlocked that door for you.
Steve asked for like all this information about my army, and I'm just laying in bed and being like, the name of the leader is like, he who wears many beneath and guides below. That's the name.
Terry, sweetie, do you want soup? Are you feeling okay?
I'm thinking about my rats.
Drag me to hell.
Doom wheels.
Doom wheels, honey. I'll take 3.
I need bits.
I need bits. Bring them to me stat.
Bits.
Yeah, and so I came up with all of the names really quick in just like a fugue state. And they're like Spoontail and like
They're the coolest names.
Doll the Drinker and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of random stuff that popped out of the old brain. Anyways, in this feverish state, I decided this is the best time to bash models as well. So I had actually made a Doom wheel that was more of a motorcycle looking ass model. The wheels are like caps from like Gatorade bottles, from Mr. Beast themed Gatorade bottles. And I turned it into a sick little motorbike. And then I just started just throwing shit together. And then like, you know, I do a lot of hot gluing when I bash. Which
You couldn't tell though because
there's
so many fucking textures on there.
well, only upon like trying to paint it, which I just finished painting one of them. It's just like, oh, this is mostly just looks like dirt. There's really no rhyme or reason. I think it's fine. I think it's just a little bit too much
motorcycle
dirt.
that a rat is riding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, they live underground, assumably.
yeah, that's
in
true.
Yucky tunnels and wet spaces.
Yeah, so they kind of like they sort of look like tractors. I mean, you can head over to the In Rust We Trust Discord, and I'll remember hopefully to post a picture of them and
We'll hold them at gunpoint to post them today.
probably in the Minis Work in Progress channel, and then it'll just get buried by all this other stuff. So you'll probably have to scroll back in
People
that
just
channel.
talking about nothing
Yeah.
instead.
Well, it sounds like Discord to me, baby. So yeah, and then the last one I made was like, I'm gonna do this right now, and it took me about an hour to bash up this Doom wheel, and it just like kind of looks like a weird grasshopper or something.
It's my favorite one you did.
It's got like 2 sticks coming out of the back that are the flag poles, a big wheel in the front, and I forget even what I think it's 2 like Lego wheels for the front end. It's some bizarro shit. But yeah, I bashed them together. I painted up one. I want to play in the wonderful South of Stevens winter campaign for regiments. I have not played my game yet. I'm like the only person who hasn't played a game yet.
I don't think that's true.
Everyone met at the crypt today.
Oh.
So I'm the last one. It kind of sucks.
I'll play a game with you.
Thank you. And so
Or Dark Tyler here would play a game with you.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't bring my army today, but yeah.
Yeah, I almost asked, but then I was like, man.
I have my model.
Well, I
should've.
didn't bring my army.
Oh, okay.
I looked at it.
Jump out the 3rd story window.
No.
You want to roll 2d6?
Be nice. Also,
Wanna
you
roll
land in the
2d6?
river. You'll be okay. 2d6 to see who wins, and we'll just get it over with. Honestly, pretty good. But I want to get them all painted, so I'm going to do a really rush base coat on all of them, just slopping paint and mashing in highlights to it, and then I'll come back later and I'll like pick out details and stuff. But I just want them to be quote unquote painted for the tabletop. You know, the 3-color minimum. So that's
Don't
what
look
I'm
at
gonna
me.
do.
Battle ready?
I'm looking.
You can say something.
I'm
I know
looking
you
o-
want to say something.
I got nothing to say.
I'm looking
I
over
got
at
nothing to
Gage
say.
talking about how I want to get all these models base coded for my army.
I got nothing to say about this campaign where a painting requirement exists and some people were playing with unpainted models. I have nothing to say.
Wow.
I had a lot to say.
Wow. But anyways, that's pretty much what I've been doing. However, I did get my Secret Santa bash from, I believe, Hobby Guy 3, I think was his name on there. And the bash he sent was this orc tank, you know, sort of smaller than a rhino, but it's got this, he magnetized the turret part. Mm-hmm. And I've never done that before. And then
so it rotates?
Yeah, it rotates, and then he magnetized the orc that's sticking its head out. I imagine it's probably mostly for shipping it easier, but I'm just having so much fun, like, angling him and then angling the orc inside of it to, like, do things that I'm like, oh, I feel like I want magnets on...
No, you don't.
On, you know, come on, it's kind of cool.
On
like,
vehicles, it's very, very...
yeah, having, like, a sick turret that moves and does things, like, that's pretty neat. I'll post that to the Secret Santa channel in the In Rust We Trust Discord. And then shout out It's What Evan sent me a bunch more Skavens to add to the force.
Yeah, he sent a very, very large box to the studio.
Yeah.
and to all of us individually.
To fucking
He
everybody.
was very, Evan's the best. Dude.
Yeah, shout out, pay the Evan tax. Now I have to send him. I know that he's trying to probably clear the hobby desk, and so I'm going to send him a big box of stuff back.
We can send him all his terrain back.
Yeah, we'll send him that.
let's send him his tiles back. Get him the fuck out of here.
Evan, we know you like giving gifts. We'll see how you like receiving them. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I've been doing. Gage?
What have I been doing? I yesterday was working on my Necropolis box for shipping. Carry case, thank you. I'm also not shipping it. I'm flying there.
But you're flying on a ship, an airship.
I'm flying on an airship.
A dwarven airship.
On a rocket ship. Little Einstein style. Elon Musk is sponsoring Paul and I's trip to,
Cool.
so yeah, I was working on concepts for that. It's going to be, hopefully we still have some of that cotton here at the studio.
That probably got thrown out.
Fuck. Well, I want to make like a nice drippy moss, and I need cotton for
moss.
Yeah, we have moss too.
Guys, I need different textures.
What's a dripper, dude?
I need a dripper. I need different textures. I have 3 different flocks I can throw in there. I've got dirty down moss. I want to make it gross and grimy. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. Gritty.
Are you going to paint it?
Gritty. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Jesus Christ.
I got so it's going to be like the theme for the warband. I don't know the name yet, but moldering keeps coming into my mind.
Nice.
So I just want like
Smoldering.
the smolder molders,
The renowned house of the moldering spores.
moldering yucky guys.
Yucky guys.
Yeah,
The yucky guys.
The yucky guys.
Goo boys.
The dead molders.
The dead. Why would they call themselves
Spooky.
dead?
We're
The moldering
scared.
Do you think undead
Agent
guys
Mulder.
like embrace that?
I don't think a lot in my world, in my mind, a lot of undead guys don't really have consciousness.
They're just
They don't
dead.
care.
They've just been like they're
Yeah.
constructs.
They don't embrace the decay.
So what's up with skeletons being more?
What's up with skeletons?
So what's up with
Wait,
skeletons?
hey guys,
know.
hey guys,
Hey,
what's up with skeletons being
what's the
more
deal?
being smarter than zombies? When
Also,
They don't even have a brain.
Okay, I can answer this because normally there's a magical presence that is
this is
keeping them
good.
alive.
Yeah.
So they're like Skeletor-esque,
Yeah.
whereas a zombie is just like a fucking idiot that comes back.
truly a construct.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So anyway,
sorry.
so that's how they can hold swords and shields.
Yeah. So my warband is just going to be like moldy, yucky guys, and then the box is going to be like just like a wall, like they're on the outside of the wall, maybe the inside of the wall. Who knows?
Looking in
maybe
or looking out.
We'll never know. But just molding over, and I want to make like a little stump for the bottom part of it, so the box technically opens upside down. But so that's going to be that. I've been RPG mode a lot this week. Evan in his gift box sent me a Traveler module that I've been looking for forever. Traveler,
God.
oh my god, Spelljammer. I got Traveler on the brain because I have Arcane Sword Press's box in front of me, but the
It's not a box. It's a pamphlet.
Yeah, he can't even talk, this guy. Come
you know
on.
what? I'm out.
All right. Get out of here.
No, so Spelljammer on the brain. Been playing Ironsworn. Been playing the fuck else have I been playing? I've been playing Oblivion.
Yeah, baby.
Um,
The best role-playing game.
Factually not true.
was going to take apart my PS2 because the power supply died, and we're trying to play Dot Hack in the house.
That sounds like a big project. A big annoying project. Changing a power supply.
Maybe you should
on
just
a-
buy a new one.
No, dude, come on, that's not fun.
No, I think it's cool that you're
You
doing
don't
it,
have time to do
but
that.
you don't
I
have time to do it.
Yeah, I do. What's my time? Justin
models.
Timberlake.
Painting models.
What do I have to paint them for?
Don't talk about
to
Justin
play
Timberlake.
games.
I'm playing games.
And the hit movie
I'm gonna be
in
real.
time.
I'm gonna be real. I have no interest in the War Council campaign.
I'm not talking about that.
So I have nothing to
What
paint
about
for.
have interest in your friends, buddy?
Yeah.
I have great interest in my friends, and I'm traveling across the world to play games with my friends. The anything that I need right now to be painted, I have painted, with the exception of these 4 guys that I'm going to paint today. There's fucking something else I wanted to say, but I completely lost it.
Was it about the box that you got?
No, I don't know anymore.
What else have you been doing?
I don't know. It's gone.
You've been playing games.
All thoughts have a fucking erased from my brain right now. I got bullied too hard and I don't know anything.
Do you want to think about it?
Yeah,
Come
sure.
back to you?
Tyler,
It's
what have
like
you been doing?
Elementary school. Do you want to think and
Jesus
we'll come back to you when you remember?
What have I
Real
been doing?
condescending, Terry.
Yeah,
Cool.
Jesus.
Get a brain,
I
little kid.
finished a bolt action army, which
That's
is
pretty
cool.
fun. Yeah, so I painted up. I think I talked about this last time I was on. Maybe I started. I think at that point I was like starting or working on a really late war German like civilian army, like a civilian defense army essentially. So it's
Nice.
all children and old men and women and things like that, with a small core of like 2 squads of 5 of regular German Heer soldiers. But anyway, yeah, I just finished everything. I finished the old Pack 40 gun with its crew. And that's the last thing I had to do. So I've got, I think it's a 1,500 point army. And then I started this week making a late war U.S. army so I can kill those little Nazi dudes. And those are awesome. The new Warlord sculpts are so fucking cool. And very, very like the scale is so much better than the old stuff.
Is it really recently new?
Yeah, the newest edition came out with it's like winter. I think it's supposed to be like Bulge, Battle of the Bulge era, U.S. like GIs and like overcoats. And then
Pretty cool.
yeah, so like and the models are fantastic and everything's very very accurate. But yeah, the models just look so much better than the old like heroic 1950s like cartoon GIs that they used to.
Here's a
Dun,
silly
dun, dun,
question.
dun.
You're not going to like this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do people ever like, oh, I'm going to buy the Battle of the Bulge 2-person box set, and then they're like, actually, I'm going to paint them all to be Americans, regardless of being in Germany?
You could, but it just like wouldn't. I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of dumb stuff on Bolt Action pages.
That's what I mean. Like, if some guy who's like, I really want to play Bolt Action, I want to have like a
Yeah.
big army, but I, don't
I
wanna-
guess you could definitely proxy soldiers from different armies to be in your army if you just like how they look, but nothing is the same. That would be like
that would
taking-
drive you nuts.
Well, just be like it would be like having orcs as like Bretonians, like it to. Just,
But because it's like little guys just in military fatigue.
I don't know about that. I think orcs look a little different.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, and I think Stahlhelms look a lot different than M1s.
Okay, so this is my point: is like someone who is very meticulous about costumes and
It's not the word I would use.
well, it's not costumes.
Yeah, they're costumes. They're costumes. They are.
I meant meticulous.
neurotic, maybe. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, you
like,
definitely could,
like
like-
to me and Terry, we probably look at those World War II soldiers and you just put normal little heads on them without helmets. It's like,
I mean, I was
Not Terry, dude. Not Terry.
I was bashing up bolt action guys, and I was doing like Russian heads for them and stuff because I like the hat.
Yeah, it's sick. That's the thing. It's like
I was like, this hat's cooler, so I took it off like a Russian command guy.
what I'll respond with this is how I always respond to things, and as long as my guys are accurate, I don't give a fuck what other people are doing.
nice, dude. You're fighting Naboo next time.
dude, all the rebel forces from the Star Wars
Yeah, dude.
Legion.
Yeah, they'll tower over them scale wise. It'd be great.
I'll hit you
Anyway.
with
But
a
you have
big
Paul.
boom.
That's why you got Paul.
Yeah.
Who asks you a question about every detail about a soldier's uniform.
So great. Yeah, I love it, man.
So you look down on me because I
No,
did
Terry,
this?
I think it's awesome, dude.
You looked at me.
I
and
just
you
won't
said,
do that.
Wow, I can't believe this. This whole time I thought he thought what I made was cool. I was like, Tyler thinks this is really neat, and I'm actually pretty proud of
Tyler
myself.
does think it's really neat. I think it's very cool. It's very artistic.
Wow.
Tyler is all right at giving bad feedback.
Wow, dude. Okay.
Tyler is all right
I
at
get it.
insulting me.
Anyway, so I like World War II models. I don't care what everybody else does with their little tiny toys. Mine look perfect and nice.
What
But
else
yeah.
you been doing?
Yeah. You've been paying weird guys for Grandpa Steve's campaign?
Not
No,
really.
they're all done.
I finished that army a long time ago. I've got like another
Okay,
block
okay.
of dudes to finish for my Bretonian army, but I've got 2,000 plus points of Bretonians rip roaring ready to go.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And I played a game against Kate on Wednesday. We did a little 750 point, just kind of refresher. It was a lot of fun. She's got a really scary army.
What did she play?
It's the Sisters of Sigmar
Oh,
equivalent,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Angels. I forget what they're called. Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I forget. But they're very cool, and her army's so sick. And then I've been working on some Ink 54 stuff, just bashing and
creating little pieces of freak art for that scale is pretty cool because you get to kind of look. You get like I think like conceptualizing my 28 millimeter bits a lot differently now because everything's bigger for 54, right? But like Brad mentioned that like orc arms, like knob arms, are a good scale for like humans, like for like ripped like Catachan kind of arms.
Nice.
And they're awesome. But even just like little bits, like pieces of like machinery and mech stuff can all be seen differently at that scale. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Brad printed me out a bunch of really awesome bits and bops to convert with.
What are you trying to make?
I've just been making a lot of like shit kicking like NPCs and stuff. Gage looks like he's about to fall asleep or die.
He's upset with you, but just ignore him.
Yeah.
Sometimes
He's
he
still
gets
upset
like
about
that.
the bolt action thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta live your truth, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm upset about.
Have you made an Inquisitor for Ink 54?
I made
just shit
I made some
kickers?
minis that could be Inquisitors, but I'd like to really like make my guy.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
totally.
right now I've made like a few like veteran guardsmen, not the ones I converted last year, but new ones. Dude. Hey listeners, just you and me now. Gage is bullying me in person so bad.
It's true.
There's audio recording of me being bullied.
He keeps making gun hands and going like pulling the trigger. Yeah. So if I'm not alive,
I
in
think
the
it's
next
his
few days-
chair. I feel real.
The chair
devious.
is threatening my friend Tyler?
No, I feel real devious.
Yeah, he's real. Anyway, but yeah, man, just a lot of weird art stuff, and I got married, and then that's it. I think so. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot. Throw that one in there at the end there.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, I'm stoked for Ink 54.
Me too. I'm excited to just do stuff.
Yeah,
at
me
that
too.
Scale. Because
Was that the other thing that you've been working on?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey!
We found it.
I knew what it was the second Tyler started talking, but I couldn't interject, so I
You
just made
can,
funny
dude.
faces at him.
Oh, that's why you were bullying him?
Yeah.
So what? So
hey,
go ahead, Gage.
sorry.
Now that you remember, you can talk. What was the other thing you've been working on, Gage?
Inquisitor.
Yay!
I chopped up the Eisenhorn model that I have, and he's a Magus now.
He looks very, very, very,
Yeah.
very awesome.
I got to figure out what to do about his belt. That's the
You
only
green
thing.
stuff.
Yeah,
over it.
green stuff with belt.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing, right?
belt?
Inquisitors are very flashy individuals.
Not
I'll
necessarily.
sculpt you something.
No. I don't need help. Thanks very
Okay,
much for
okay,
asking.
God damn.
Jesus Christ. The but I'm saying like fashion wise, right? These motherfuckers got capes.
Not necessarily.
They got
Not all the time.
Eisenhorn is like the
Yeah.
drippiest motherfucker.
Dude, this is what I'm saying though. Inquisitors could be anything.
Right, I
They could be a
understand that.
burnt body in a
However,
wheelchair floating in the air.
My guy's a
no
gene
skin.
stealer magus, right?
Okay.
He is aware of what he is. He is
Okay,
higher
okay.
in the ranks.
You
He's a
want to make
flashy
him
guy.
flashy. I see it.
He's wearing Eisenhorn's he's wearing quote unquote his torso, but
Yeah.
it's what I'm using.
Scary.
Yeah.
So he is a bad guy.
So he's a bad guy.
Oh no!
You
Bad
know?
man pajama.
Is he parading around as a good guy, or is he's?
Is he gonna have a big
Well,
cyclops?
everyone
brain?
thinks they're the good guy in Warhammer.
No, I mean,
but-
I
that's
guess.
true.
Well, I guess he's obviously a gene stealer.
Yeah, oh
cultist.
yeah. No, he's got ridges on his
Yeah, you're
head
right.
and a huge staff with
Yeah.
a gene stealer emblazoned
Yeah,
on
you're
it.
right, right.
My other model is a huge pure string gene stealer, so he
This
knows.
is my pet dog.
Right, but what what belt would that person have? Would they have a
the
huge
gene stealer emblem on
big
their
old
belt.
buckle?
Oh yeah, big belt buckle.
It's kind of silly though.
No, it's not.
Why
You're the one that
Warhammer?
wants it to be like over the top. If you don't want it to be silly, just do a little band of green stuff and then
know,
poke
man.
a couple
give him a honky
holes in
tonk,
it.
like
Be
a big
"Huh?"
These are
honky
the
tonk.
things that just debilitate me, and I just go, I'll go back to this in a day.
Dude, no, do it. Give
You
him
have
a
to not
honky tonk
worry.
belt.
I don't worry about much.
The belt buckle can
ain't
just
worried about
be
nothing.
like
Just belt buckles.
the belt buckle can just be like any of the little tiny bits that are on any sprue ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that gene stealer like necklace that they have in the
Yeah.
sprue and just
The Flava Flav necklace.
pop that on his belt buckle.
I got a bunch of those. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Speak my piece. So much.
Thank you.
That's it. Thanks so much for
You
having
spoke
me.
your truth.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been stoked on Inquisitor though. I feel like there was a very long time where I went back and forth, and I was like, 54 millimeter is just not for
It's
me.
tough,
Like, why
yeah.
would I want to play 54 when I have all of these bits in 28 And all of these models that I've already made in 28.
And no terrain.
That's 28. And it's just like, why would I want to do this when I could just play Inquisitor, the same exact game, but with models that are easier for me to
with
create?
the thousands of guys you already have.
And I still feel that way to a very high degree.
Oh, yeah.
I still agree.
But there is something cool about doing like this Inquisitor. You 3D printed the base model of what my Inquisitor is going to be, and then I'm going to like kind of chop them and screw them from here and see what happens with them. But it's cool that like this will be my one Inquisitor model for now, and then it's like I will make more. But the fact that it is a different scale literally like elevates the
Well, it's the same thing of like
the playing experience.
Tyler may be a bad example here, but like, why would you go and make historical models when you could just do Space Marines? Because that's what you have, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's the same but different. And
Yeah.
that's all it is.
So it's like the added challenge makes it special.
I don't think any of these projects are going to be like, oh my god, I'm Inquisitor guy now, 54.
No, yeah,
It is a one-time project.
Yeah, for me, it's
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
art. It's like a new artistic
Totally.
endeavor and like a new outlet for my brain to
Right.
just think differently.
That's the only reason we do any of this shit anyway.
Tyler, I have a question. Do you have any more of those base model infantry guys to make a like?
Brad does.
Brad does.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Tyler, I also have a question.
Yes, Gage.
What are the two towers in the two towers?
It is. It's Isengard, which is the fuck. What is the tower called there?
It's called Isengard.
No, it's
Orthanc.
well Orthanc, but is it Orthanc?
Orthcrank.
Is Orthanc one of them?
And
I don't remember that. I don't
you
know.
know it. I've heard you say the word.
Yeah, I'm sure. This is my problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Did you really?
Yeah, Baradur.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you so much
On
for
the
playing.
spot. Oh, thank
Or,
you.
is it really? How do you say? Is it Orthanc? I don't know how to say the. It's like one of those things.
Orthanc.
Orthanc. Okay. I wasn't sure if there was another R in there somewhere.
Baradur.
What was their origin?
Bayard-Dur.
Why were the towers created?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Never mind.
I haven't
don't
read
care.
Lord of the Rings for, well, this kind of the expanded stuff for years.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about what Shireborn Hobbit is played by an actor born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa?
I'm going to say Sean Astin plays Samwise Gamgee.
Wow.
I only know that because Sean Astin is
wrong.
from Iowa.
Who's that?
Frodo.
Oh, fucking
Come on,
Elijah
guys.
Woohoo.
dude! Not even
Elijah. Woo!
a really.
Oh,
good
beat
character.
the mic on that one.
Fucking Frodo.
He's from Iowa, really? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
What a cool fact.
Wait, so you said lasguns scale really well with. Do you think the shotgun bit would from the scout box?
From the old scout box, potentially. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, just like.
I mean, this guy's
cut down
54,
shotgun.
right?
Yeah, like a little.
This guy's
cutoff.
54.
Yeah.
Gage printed me some guys that are going to be the base model for my Inquisitor. See, my guy's not flashy though. He
No, he's-
purposely is wearing like
cool.
traditional robes.
But here's the thing, right?
Right.
This
part of the
guy,
story.
this guy's in the 40,000th
Yes.
millennium.
Totally.
Okay, he's choosing to wear.
He is.
That's flashy.
No,
You think that's kind of baller? Because he's
What
got
do you
like,
think an average citizen wears?
he's got like foot wraps. He's got like
a
holes in
jumpsuit?
his cloak.
That's cool. That's flashier than a jumpsuit.
I wouldn't call it.
He's got a
flashy.
fucking
He
tribal
looks like
helm
a
on.
homeless
Yeah.
guy.
That's kind of the point. Is he wants to be he wants to be understated. So that way, when he goes places, people are like, "Oh, this is
Underestimated.
this is just like some random guy." But he's actually a sick little Inquisitor, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's part of the story, dude. You could make it around anybody.
I love story.
Yeah,
Story love toys. Oh, I forgot for my what have I been doing? I am finishing my little Inhumane Harvest game that
Yep.
blossomed out of my one-page rules, which blossomed out of a DIY zombie game I started playing with some friends in 2011. So, yeah, we're getting close. We just did a little play test. And
It was very fun.
Thank you.
I very much like playtesting games because I'm always the agent of chaos.
Yeah, he
Just
was.
How can I blow these rules
Yeah.
apart like instantly?
yeah, I mean, so
Tyler's going over all of these stealth rules. He's talking about
it's insane.
all of these stealth rules and how he can you can sneak through. Before he even gets any further, I go, okay, cool. I go behind this building, I start shooting. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, there's noise rules. I'm like, I start shooting.
yeah, baby.
It was great because every other playtest I've played over the last couple years now, I get I guess 2 years. One of the first
2011 is not too.
No. One of the first one-page game jam.
Oh,
That's over 2 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, like because that's really when I picked it back up. It was like 2011 and change, and then for a decade, I didn't even think about it. Anyway, but every other playtest, my friends or whoever was playing was very meticulous and thoughtful and sneaky, and like, how can I like make sure my character survives this?
I was also meticulous and thoughtful.
No. The only reason I say that way is because I loved that right off the bat, all the two characters that had guns in this game, you and Steve, just started fucking blasting, which like to me, I was like, I would have never even thought to do that.
Tyler, hold up.
Hey.
Imagine you get in an elevator with super producer Jack Black, and you have to give him a rundown, a 2-second rundown of what this game is. You don't even give us a rundown.
Yeah, sorry.
What are we talking about here?
We should. Okay, we know what we should do. Talk about what Steve's been doing, and we'll swing back to this.
I don't want to.
Come on, you can't. You don't know you don't know you're going to get in this elevator with Jack Black. What are you going to? How are you going to sell him on your
Jack
game?
Black related to any of the properties I have.
It's me, Jack Black.
I have $10 million to give to the first miniature war game that sparks my interest.
Man, I hope someone tells me about a zombie game.
I love zombies.
I just wouldn't say anything. Anyway, this game is.
I was in Jumanji.
This game is. It's an unfair.
Haha, School of Rock.
It's a very unfair.
I am a luchador.
Zombie apocalypse survival light RPG where you play as a single miniature and or a surviving group depending.
I like it as a single guy.
Yeah,
I
me
like it as a
too.
surviving group. I think that's very cool to have like a group of people you can choose from. So because if you want to bring a specific guy one time or a specific lady the next time.
Oh,
Left 4
Brad
Dead
is now
style.
dead.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he's not available
or if
anymore.
one of your characters mayhaps breaks their ankle from jumping out a window or something like that, or getting pushed off a roof, you don't want to use that character for the next game so they can heal up. Anyway, but it's a very rules light, I guess, to an extent, survival game for the zombie apocalypse. And it's the zombies are constantly moving toward the survivors, and what you really need to do is collect your little bits of scraps and whatnot, and they get to the other board edge. There's a lot of tables to roll on.
I like. It is very much a high model count game.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yes.
You're not hiding that aspect.
No.
It is where everything
you
else
need
is like
50 zombies.
Yeah, you
yeah,
really
it's like
do.
this is a skirmish game. You have 3 models. That's it. And then you're like, no, you
And
need 40 fucking
a lot of
NPCs.
zombies. Yeah.
Or pennies.
And it scales.
or-
It scales up for how many people. So at the beginning of the game, you put down 10 zombies per player, and then at the beginning of each turn, you roll a d4 to see how many more zombies are coming in per player. So if you're playing with 5 people, it's fucked, and it's so many. You can, but also in the rules, I write like you can just change everything. Like you can start with no zombies. You can literally play it as just like a modern combat game with no zombies, and just like have raiders fighting survivors, and it's fine. It's same rules. But I mean, I love tables. I love Mordheim, and so there's a lot of inspiration there. A lot of like narrative inspiration comes from a lot of the old games that from my childhood of like. You roll on a chart and it's a trap, and it explains what the trap is. So yeah, man.
And where can you find this game? If some
nowhere.
listener, our last listener,
I think
Or me, Jack
You
Black.
can't.
yeah, or Jack Black on the elevator.
Hey, Jack, I forgot. Ribbit-dibba-doo. That's probably what he's doing. While you're talking.
Yeah, while you're trying to explain your game.
Skip it up. He's like, I got to call my friend Kevin Hart and drain the cock Johnson. They can't find it anywhere yet. I've been sending it out to some friends. I mean, if you're really interested, you can message me on Instagram and I'll send it to you and you can give me feedback or whatever. But I'm going to have it for Adepticon. Probably I'll have like pamphlets just for cheap.
Hardcovers.
It'll be in print.
It'll be
Yeah.
in print for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Full color hardcovers.
Yeah, if Gage wants that, he can have that printed. And I'll probably run some like just kind of fun playtest games where you can just jump in and out and you can play it.
And where will people be able to do that?
Adepticon. So yeah, Adepticon, and maybe under the Dice Fest if there's time and I want to, and my friends aren't
All your
more
friends-
exciting
No,
to
stop.
hang out with than playing my game.
Everyone wants to play your game.
I know that, but I want to see my friends.
What
and
if
just
all your
talk to them.
friends want to play your game?
I would say 2 to 4 would be fine.
I'll play a zombie.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like it's just the kind of game that I like to play, which is like you don't think about too much. You read the rules for 5 to 10 minutes, you get an idea of it. If you forget rules, who fucking cares?
Who
dude?
fucking cares?
Who
That's what I
fucking
like
cares?
to hear, dude. I hate remembering.
I've been thinking a lot about the game, and I keep thinking of little fun rules,
Yeah.
and I don't tell them to you because I feel like you'll think it's annoying. That
No,
keep thinking of
I
things.
love it so much. There's going to be a 2.0 that's literally just in a like the Steve appendices. I think the Tyler and Steve brain meld appendices.
I had this idea for when players die, instead of just being like, "Oh, I don't get to play anymore." They are a new zombie.
Oh, that's actually in the rule book, Steve.
Oh,
Yeah, Steve.
Sorry, I didn't
No,
get to double check the rules.
It's fine. Yeah.
Are
so,
they faster zombies? Because
no,
they're
but
newly turned.
Players can choose to play as zombies, and any zombie within 3 inches of them will follow them, so they can start a little horde.
That's
You
cool.
can also change the zombie rules to make them faster. There's like optional rules in the back of the book, so you can make the zombies faster
Oh,
with more
sprinters,
hit
like
points. Yeah.
28
So-
days later.
Yeah, I was gonna
shit.
say.
If you
That's
are-
scary.
if you're
I don't like that.
finding, if you're finding that like your characters are a little too hardy because you rolled very well, so you roll random stats for your characters in this game. You don't like choose like I'm going to play the big buff army sergeant. You can have that model.
It should be random.
but the big buff army sergeant might only have 1 hit point and 2 attacks and not be very brave, which is cool. So it's a nice way to like randomize characters and kind of do stuff like that.
Wasn't there it's like a Walking Dead, somebody takes the jaws off the bottom jaws off the zombies and then has them as pets? Isn't that a thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Michonne. Yeah.
That's like really dope. What an idea.
Dude, I fucking love. I can talk about the Walking Dead comics for forever.
Dude,
but
yeah.
me and you both.
I love that
I
shit.
love that shit.
Yeah, love all that shit.
Not the show though, eh?
The show is. I mean, I like the
was
show.
subpar.
I didn't finish it, and I watched. I kept like going in and out, being like, "Oh, I like this part in the comics. Let's see what the show's about."
Yeah.
And it's just. I mean, it's the same thing for me with like any media. It's like if it deviates so
It
far,
wasn't historically accurate.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I think that's kind of what it comes down to. Is like,
It was an interpretation of a comic.
yeah, which is. I mean, I like some of the deviations they did, but I'm also. I mean, like, if it's not for me, it's not for me, and I'm just not gonna.
But some of the comic shit,
Yeah.
like Robert Kirkman even said like multiple times,
He
like,
wished
this,
that
this should
yeah.
have ended
Yeah.
a long time
yes,
ago.
Yes, yeah. And it's the same thing that they're doing with Invincible now too. Like they're kind of deviating in parts of Invincible versus the comics.
Yeah. Invincible was sick.
I don't know Invincible at all.
Very
It's
cool.
a superhero thing. It's
Oh, nice.
It's very cool though.
It's
It's
like-
by it's
yeah.
Image, right?
Yeah. It's like I compare it to The Boys in the sense that it's like superheroes if they were a little more real and like a little more like
Grim and gritty.
devious,
Literally.
grim and gritty, grimdark, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less
did-
fucking than The Boys though.
Yeah, less fucking than The Boys. But The Boys is cool. I
Yeah,
like
The
that
Boys
a
is
lot.
great.
I started reading the comic, and the comic is actually surprisingly good.
I didn't get too far into it, not because I didn't like it. I just stopped buying them.
But The Walking Dead, yeah.
I'm gonna read it tonight. I'm gonna start tonight again.
I will say the Negan, like some of the characters, the way they go, like completely
Yeah.
different. Like the Negan is like cool in his own way in the show.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's awesome.
Yeah,
I
he
think he plays
did a
that
great
character great without being able to say fuck and I think shit in the show. I think he's
No, he can say those.
not in the AMC show.
Yes, he.
He's gonna say fuck.
Yes, he does.
On AMC, dude.
No way, dude.
Come on, it's AMC, dude.
No
It's
way,
America's movie classics
Googling
or
it.
something like that. It's
That's why he says all those like,
Yeah, 'cause
you rimmer, son of a gun,
You-
mother
Oh, is he just
fudger.
Oh, he
Danger.
says that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's
like
cool.
in the comics. He literally, it's like comical how much he says fuck in the comics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like fuckity fuck idiot. But I'm almost positive they can't say that on AMC
No, come on.
on the American Movie Channel.
yeah, there's an uncensored version of everything.
What?
Where do you see it?
Negan says fuck 23 times in the uncensored season 6 finale on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that one thing though.
Yeah,
I'll never
that
watch it.
one Blu-ray.
Yeah, like if you watched it on TV,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was different. But if you watch it on streaming service, I bet it's not. I bet it's not censored because I watched it and he said bad words a lot.
In any case, I'm excited to play Inhumane Harvest.
Inhumane Harvest, named after a Cannibal Corpse song, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just like I don't know. I like zombie media when it's more about the survival of the people and less about, other dumb shit. Like I like the parts of the movies where it's the worst part of their lives.
Yeah.
Like so that's what every game of this is just like. You're desperately trying to get out of a bad situation while maybe fighting another group or raiders or whatever.
Yeah. What's your favorite zombie movie?
Day of the Dead, maybe.
Is that the one with them all? That's the
No,
mall
it's
one?
the original Dawn of the
Oh,
Dead.
Dawn of the
Which
Dead.
But
is
I love Romero's zombie movies. They're obviously the first and the best and whatever. Not the first of like what we know zombies of now, right? Day of the Dead is the third one, and it's like where all of the effects and everything kind of matches like the yuckiness of it, right? Because the first Night of the Living Dead is like
It's the
a
star.
$300 budget, crazy.
Yeah,
it's
oh, yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
right? But
Totally.
but I don't. They look cool and it's black and white. The second, the Dawn of the Dead is like the wild, like blue
Over the top. It's
zombies with like,
crazy.
you know, jello blood and like really runny, like, you know, jello colored blood. But
Did Dawn of the Dead come out before the remake of Night of the Living Dead?
yeah. Oh yeah, because
did?
the remake was the 90. I think 1990 was the
Yeah,
remake?
the colorized version.
Yeah. And then Day of the Dead is like just the best. It's just like the gore is great. It's grotesque. There's like the zombies are like rotting, really rotting. They're using the puppets in some points. It's really, yeah, it's cool. Man.
It's also takes place like the
love a good
apocalypse has
puppet.
happened.
Yeah, it's like
and these
into
are
it.
survivors like at like a military silo, right?
Yeah, it's it's like the remnants of a military organization. It's like a company of guys or whatever, who is like stationed to help with research on this stuff. So like there's like zombie research going on with like Bub the Zombie. And
It's a good movie.
All the army guys just fucking suck because like I also love that about apocalypse things. It's like dudes in the army or whatever. They're just shitheads like anyone else. They're just in the army, right? So like when stuff starts to like decline and decay and whatever, and like socially, like they're just going to become their shitty selves no matter what.
Totally.
Anyway,
I don't think I've ever seen the second. So I've only seen the remake, I guess, of the Dawn of the Dead.
which is also cool.
Which I
like that a
love
lot.
that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Love that ending. The guy comes out of the attic and she shoots him.
Oh yeah, a lot of shit.
Really great.
Gage, you're not into zombie stuff?
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Damn.
All right.
He's so mean today.
I don't know what it is about me. I bring out the worst in games.
Yeah.
You know, I like zombies.
He's a cool guying us really hard right now.
Yeah.
What's your favorite zombie movie?
What's your favorite zombie?
I was trying to ironically think of like it's not ironic. I was trying to think of the worst zombie movie I could think of, and I think it's Warm Bodies.
That movie's pretty bad.
I don't know, Warm Bodies.
You don't want
You're better off.
Sexy zombie.
It's sexy? It's
not sexy.
What?
There's a little bit of
It's romance.
tension.
You know, I would
Oh,
recommend
yeah.
it to you, but A, you don't watch movies, and B, it has the guy from Nosferatu in it, and I know you
Yeah,
hate
you
Nosferatu.
hate Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
Which guy from Nosferatu? Jack Black?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, skibbity boop, I'm a zombie. I don't know, man. Zombies are cool.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen Return of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's also
I
one
like
of my
Land of the
tops.
Dead.
Send more paramedics.
Send more paramedics.
Brother, if I got that radio call, I would not respond.
I don't know. I like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Dude.
Frank?
Well, I
That's
was
my
going to
guy.
say Left 4 Dead kind of sounds like this game where it's like you could pick between characters. So you could just have like 4 dudes and you're like,
Yeah.
today I want to play as the shotgun guy. Like,
Yeah, man.
I love those fucking games
world is your
so
oyster.
much.
Wait, is his name Frank?
No.
The military guy?
Bill
Oh,
here.
Bill.
Bill here.
Bill's here.
Bill's here.
Who's the motorcycle guy?
I don't know.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
And then there's Jack Black, who's the kind of
Yep.
wily
I think
guy.
Kevin Hart plays the girl.
You do
right?
Jumanji, it's just Left 4 Dead.
Wait, who's the girl in the in Jumanji?
Which one?
Karen Gillan?
The newer one.
Aren't there 2 girls in it?
Oh, I don't know.
There's
I
the
never saw the
redhead
new
girl.
Jumanji, obviously. I just
There's-
know Jack Black and Dwayne Johnson and
Oh.
Kevin Hart you had mentioned before, so I imagine he must be in that
Oh,
movie
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. And then it's Karen Gillan or whatever her name is, right? The Irish actress.
Oh, maybe.
Who
I
plays
don't know.
Nebula in Marvel show.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
That makes
Very cool. Yeah, go out, shout out Jumanji, the remake, and only the remake.
We're all J heads in here.
Which remake?
Yeah. Oh, they made multiple remakes. All right, here we go.
They made multiple Jumanji.
multiple Jumanji.
There's
movies.
Jumanji 2, the remake.
The Revenge of the Jungle.
I think that might be what it's called.
No
Oh my
shit.
God.
There's no way. Why would I mean? I guess this is the ongoing bit of me
Movies
being
are
like,
bad.
why would they make a second Jumanji movie? It's like, oh, to make money.
Yeah.
If Phil was here, he would yell at me and say, "To make money, you idiot!" And I would say, "Oh yeah, I forgot that's just the reason that everybody makes everything." now."
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Wah, wah. Are you looking up the name of Jumanji 2?
I am. Well, it's called Welcome to the Jungle.
That's the first one.
I know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Welcome back to the
Welcome.
Oh, no.
back to the
It's called The Next Level.
Wow,
level.
missed opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait a second. Yeah, isn't it it's a video game, right? That they find, isn't it?
The new
Yeah.
ones? Yeah.
The new one. So that's cool.
2017 is Welcome to the Jungle. 2019 is Next Level.
Kids
years
won't
ago.
understand board games. They've never seen a board game before. That's old guy shit. Let's do video games.
The person naming the movie really didn't think for more
didn't.
than like a second.
God damn, that would have been great.
Yeah, I can't. I didn't see either of these, so
The Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was so bad, I couldn't believe they made another one.
Yeah.
Well,
But The Rock's in it, so money.
yeah. The Rock.
The Rock and Jack Black and Kevin Hart.
Some of the greatest actors of our time.
Dream trio.
We just need Chris Pratt, dude.
There you go.
Dude, he's probably in the new one.
We're gonna stuff.
I
him
would
in there.
imagine that Chris Pratt is probably boys with that whole crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all drinking blood together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking blood, fighting dinosaurs.
Speaking about drinking blood and fighting dinosaurs, Steve, what have you been working on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we never got to Steve.
I know, God.
Sorry.
God,
We
I
were
hate
chatting about
Jumanji, and I love
Inhumane
my friend
Harvest.
Steve.
What have I been doing? I have been. Hold on, I wrote down.
Taking notes.
I wrote down. So I've been working on the campaign, obviously.
Yep.
Got the campaign squared away. We had to revise some of the rules.
Now, this campaign is your baby?
Yes.
Okay.
We were going to do the Borderlands. I feel like we talked about this briefly in the last episode, but Border Prince's General's Compendium campaign does not work for what we were doing.
Yeah. We briefly
went over
touched
it.
on it. I didn't know if it fully became you or if it was...
Yeah, it's just me because Ian is going to run Border Princes later, and he's going to run it by the book. So
Right.
What's Border Princes?
Border Prince campaign. Well, Border Princes is a location in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. In the old world.
Okay.
And there's a supplement called the General's Compendium from Fantasy Battle. I think it's 6th edition.
Yes.
And they lay out rules to play a campaign set on a map, 100-tiled map in the Border Princes, with like custom rules. It's a whole map campaign. It's awesome. It's very awesome
That is cool. Why won't it work for this one?
because you have to you almost have to be in the same room as everyone when you do it.
Oh.
Yeah. As opposed to other campaigns where like Mighty Empires or something where
Yes.
you can get away with just rolling per week, which is kind of what it sounds like Steve's doing.
Now, we're not going to do Mighty Empires at all with the
Gage
little
is supposed
tiles
to.
and stuff?
I want to, but
Yeah.
Steve is... well, you have an army now.
Yeah, I have an army.
Okay, whenever you want to play.
I don't have a War Master army, and I will never finish.
Oh,
my
for
War Master
this
army.
is War Master in
Yeah,
particular.
yeah.
Okay.
Could you do
You could.
Mighty Empires where it's like, all right, Terry's playing War Master with
Yes.
Gage, and then I'm playing something else, and we just record the battle?
Rules as written, that's how you could play whatever GW product you
You can
want.
scale it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
It doesn't have to be like that.
Well, a bunch of us have War Master. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
So let's rock this.
Whenever you want.
But anyway,
Whenever I want, he says.
you're not going to do it.
No, probably not.
But anyway, all that to be said is I finalized the campaign. It's good to go. We've started, and it's looking good. Everyone's playing down at the crypt today, getting all their games in.
Yeah.
Shout out. And I have faith that it's going to actually work
Yeah.
What time did it start?
this past weekend,
No. I mean, time of day that the crypt.
whatever time the crypt opens.
Okay.
I think they open
10.
at 5:30.
Yeah, so they're playing their games today. Terry, you have to finish up your
Yeah.
game at whatever point, and I will always play a game with you because you're my friend and I love you and I would love to play.
Goodness.
So that's all settled. At some point, I will be doing like updated, like a bat rep where people can look at the map. Like people that aren't in the campaign, I'll just put it probably on the website as like a
Yeah,
blog
totally.
update, so people could follow along.
Is that the only publication idea you have for it, or is it going to go in the zine?
I'll probably lay out the rules because I made obviously a packet for everyone playing in the campaign to like reference, and I'll probably put that in the zine for issue 7, which will be available at Adepticon.
Yeah. I think one of the best things you did was to put dates.
Yes,
I was like, oh wow, what an ingenious thing to not just go, you have to get one game in a month, but instead be like, you have to get in a game by the 12th.
you have to get a game in by the 12th and submit this little thing that says you won or you lost.
What did it like it was just such a stupidly simple thing that anytime we've done like a campaign, I mean, no offense, but it's like, yeah, we do a campaign here and it's just like,
It falls apart.
it's the the new age. We're playing Sigmar. You got these are how you're going to do it. Whenever you can get a game in, you get a game in, and then it's just like, cool. I mean, eventually I'll play a game, but now it's like, oh shit, I do want to play in this, and it's like I got to play by the 12th. That's what 9 days away from now. Not even. Yeah, 9 days away from now. So it's like, oh shit,
And
I better
it's-
get on my ass.
And it's not meant to like
off my
dissuade
ass.
people or like, oh man, I have to play. It's not meant to do that because like if you miss a week, there are penalties, but it's not like you lose a territory. So it's like
We all throw rocks at you. And
I bash your head in.
Stone you.
But it's like it moves everything forward. It's like, yeah, we are going forward.
Yes.
Like
I
the
am going to
next round
update
starts.
on the 12th. I look at all the data that was submitted, and then I will do an update. The map will grow. Like, things will change. Like,
A deadline. What a crazy idea.
and I got that idea from you because you're always saying I need to schedule my calendar, and I was like, well, Terry, I think there's maybe 3 people in the campaign that have a kid, and it's like, well, giving people a deadline is not the worst thing, and then it helps my brain because then I'm like, well, I don't have to think about the campaign until that day.
And it's then we know it's these 3 months too. It's like not only is it a deadline where it's like I need to get in a game by the 12th, but it's like, okay, I have to get in a game by the 12th, and you have all the dates already listed. I could schedule out everything I need to right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I probably will. I'm already thinking like, well, if I need to get it in by then this Thursday night, I'm going to figure out somebody to play against, whether it's you or Tyler or somebody else. And it's like, we'll meet here, we'll play the game. And now, all of a sudden I'm part of this campaign.
Yeah.
Literally because there's a deadline and because there's a structure to this freaking thing. It's crazy. I never would have thought of it. Genius.
I do think there is something beautiful to we have a campaign that is existing forever, and that you just play a game and then it's kind of marked in some kind of history log that like Terry played a game here at this point in the map and this happened.
Right,
and
right.
then it just lives in the annals of the history of that campaign. But we've just never really, we did it with the New Age campaign a little bit, but then it just like no one was logging stuff. Like
Totally. And that's the hard part.
I think schedules got in the way of it, and realistically, no one likes Age of Sigmar outside of Phil and I.
I like
I mean,
Age of
I
Sigmar
liked it
too.
enough to play. I played the most games,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, with the exception of only Phil.
What?
You only played Phil.
Because he was the only one who
That's
could
what I'm
meet up
saying.
with me.
So yeah. That's what I'm saying. Scheduling. Terry had a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
work
that was
one
a
day a
tough
week.
time.
Well, I
I work 70 hours a week.
I work 2 days a week. All right.
yeah.
But I would say that like if we were ever going to reconsider doing the New Age again, even just doing it with exactly the information we have now, which would be a good idea to not to like get rid of all that good shit that we have. Just being like, okay, we're starting it now, maybe post this campaign. We're starting it here. You have to play your first game by this date. Not even like 1 game a month, but
Yeah,
it needs
yeah.
to be done by January 31st.
Yeah. I mean, I think taking away the 1 game a month, if you put January 1st, you have to have played your game.
Yep.
You put the date, and it's like it makes it a
Totally.
lot easier to
Even if it
digest,
is
I
literally
guess.
just saying 1 game a month, even if it's
Yeah.
just you need to finish this by February 1st, March
Yes.
1st, blah, blah, blah. Even just saying that, like all of a sudden it just makes it easier.
Yes. And then it's, I don't know, just games played. Like play any game. And I like the idea of playing anything. Like,
Me
I
too.
played Mordheim with my ogres, and I have an ogre army, and it's like that progresses something. That is a little tale in the overall history of the campaign.
Right.
It would even be cool to attach the New Age to other games. You know, like, oh, there's this 1490 Doomville over here. You know, it's like it has some name, and there's like, oh, there's all this fog and smog over here, and people are trying to climb towers over here. And then all of a sudden, like, that zone is where all these games are being played. And like,
That's the
shit can
beauty
happen.
of the realm gates and shit. That's the whole
That's true.
thing about it.
Yeah. It's
The
possible.
AOS Realm Gates thing is, I feel like, such a small little chunk of lore in the AOS universe that people are like, meh. I mean, we've talked about where it's a lot of people are like, the old world rocks and new one sucks kind of thing. But the Realm Gates are so cool in the fact that you can just be like, oh, I just made up a whole realm.
It's the warp.
Yeah, it's the warp.
It's the dark portal.
Yeah.
Which is so cool because you can create an entire like new army or kit bash thing, and it's just like, oh, they're actually from this one realm that exists in chaos or whatever, and all my weird realm of chaos guys come from this, but they're also playing AOS.
Right.
It's neat.
It is neat. But besides that, I've been finishing up my Empire army. It's very close to being done. I just have to finish a couple models with, my general HQ on a dragon. I am getting another steam tank, and I have to paint some halberdiers, and then I'm all done.
That-
And I'm finished.
Dragon is freaking huge.
It's
dude.
huge. It's
I
really
didn't
cool.
realize that.
It looks so good, buddy.
It's incredibly cool. I mean, I didn't do anything. I bought it, and it's a piece of
you
resin, and I
repositioned-
glued it together.
You repositioned
Yeah.
some things on there.
And you did some green stuff work on
There's a little
there.
green stuff.
The base looks really neat too.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short on that.
it's
That's
kinda
pretty
cool.
neat. Yeah. That's some good. That's some solid Steve work out there. That's some solid.
yeah.
Just get it fucking done. Slap this shit together. But it looks nice because you did put a little bit of time in there.
I'm gonna prime it today.
Nice.
It's gonna get going.
Now so that will be like kind of the, I don't know, like the centerpiece of the army, right? Will
Yeah.
be that guy
Yeah.
or that girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
That'll
And
be
then-
cool.
Yeah. It'll be done. I'll never think about it again. It'll sit on the shelf, and I'll play with it all the time.
You don't think you're ever going to add any units to your Empire army?
I could, but I mean,
You're at what, like 5,000 points?
yeah, it's something crazy like
so
that.
he doesn't have to.
know.
Really
I don't have
add.
to. No one else has that many models to play a game with me that are painted.
But like, it's always my dream. Not even my dream, but it's like the reason I like doing armies at all is so that way I can be like, oh, cool. I have these orcs and they're all going to be driving their trucks, but to like make a new truck. I'm like, yeah, cool. This is a new truck for the army. Or
I could
with
do
these
that.
Doom wheels, just having like a shit ton of Doom wheels where I'm just like, oh, I'm making another one of these things that's just going to be in my army.
I think that for that kind of project is going to... So I guess that's like my new year thing that I'm looking forward to is like when this is all done, this will take me another month and I'll be done with the Empire stuff. But my new project is going to be...
Grimdark Tau.
No,
Yay!
but I did
Blah, blah,
find
blah,
a
blah.
Grimdark Tau in my box of stuff that I brought here the other day, and I put it in the case.
Interesting.
But I will not be making them. I haven't even sent Tau. He sent a bunch of Tau in his box to us, and I was like, "Get this out of my face!" I threw it in the bits bin. But yeah, I want to do a Realm of Chaos army. That's just like Chaos Undivided. Everything's going to be in it. It's just going to be loaded up, and I want to do it like all very old Hammer style.
Okay.
So kind of how I painted the Empire stuff, but just focus it a little bit more. Like those two Realm of Chaos guys that I painted and put on Instagram.
You had mentioned that yesterday when I was here, and we were like looking at models on the old interwebs, and something about that's why I mentioned today in the group chat. I was like, "Oh, where do I get this Realm of Chaos book?" Because like, it's such a cool idea to just like roll up models and then but I would want to bash them.
Yeah, that's
That's the
idea.
whole concept.
It's like
really.
bash everything up. You can
Yeah.
roll on the table for each hero, for each monster, for everything that you do.
Yeah, so I might start one just to kind of like because you could just do war bands at a time and
Yeah.
just be like, "There's a little war band that's like I just rolled up and did it." Mostly because Z-Man over on the In Rust We Trust Discord, who I got a chance to send my Secret Santa to, his Realm of Chaos campaign, which I'm like, how does he do a campaign? Is there campaign rules in Realm of Chaos?
I'm
the
sure
book?
there is. I've only looked at the beginning where you roll up your warband.
I think it might be where his zine like goes.
I didn't know there was words in that book.
There's a lot of cool pictures.
I just always look at the pictures.
Pictures.
I was gonna say yours is in actual German actually, and you can't even read it.
Oh shit, maybe.
I just thought this was the book.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was
full of
Warhammer,
weird
man.
words,
I don't
man.
know.
I don't know. But that maybe that's his zine that he came up with for his particular campaign for Realm of Chaos. But all his models are just like so cool looking, and they make me really want to make a little Realm of Chaos warband.
Yeah, it's fun because
Yeah.
you'll end up doing it and you'll get one guy. You might not get more than one guy when you roll it up.
Yeah.
But the other thing that happened was you were here to experience it. My brother coming to the studio.
Dude, what a guy.
It's crazy.
Crazy is a great way to describe your bro, though. Dude.
Just out of the blue, calling me while I'm at work, being like, "Hey, so this is my brother that played Necromunda back when I was much younger, and what really kicked me into the hobby. And obviously, he hasn't touched it since probably being 20 years old. I get a phone call while I'm at work, just being like, "Hey, so have you seen?" Gage is bullying Tyler again.
Just sitting there silently bullying him this entire
almost crying.
episode. Flicking pieces of paper.
I want to hear about
at
your
him.
brother. Stop.
He calls me and says, have you seen the Amazon Space Marine video?" And I said, "Yes, of course. I watched it the day it came out." And he goes, "Well, it's pretty cool." That was pretty cool. And
Dude, I
go,
love
"Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool." He's like, "Well, so what do you think about like Imperial Guard?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, they're also very cool. They have tanks and stuff." He goes, "Yeah." So I'm like thinking about like this Warhammer stuff a lot. And I know you like that stuff. So just wanted to call and see what you think about it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. If you have any questions, if you want to look at stuff, let me know. You can come down to our studio space or whatever. And then
he's like, what's a studio?
He was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, we'll do that Friday. So I talked to him on Monday on the phone. I'm like, if you need anything, let me know first. I have pre-built Lehman Russes. I have guys on sprue. I have a bunch of Imperial Guards. So whatever you look at online, I probably have something that you can have. Friday rolls around and he comes to the studio. He's like, yeah, I bought the battalion starter box for Imperial Guard.
Crazy.
And I bought a Lehman Russ. And I bought a Basilisk.
This dude.
And I bought a box of Scions.
Oh, wow.
And he's like,
Just
so
so
how do I glue these together?
Yeah, exactly. Asking us that about glue. And it was like, whoa, buddy. And then you had even told me, you're like, take this one box at a time or whatever, one group of models at a time.
Yeah.
Do not get overwhelmed with trying to paint an entire
That's
Imperial Guard.
so scary, man, to think
Yes.
about that.
And he doesn't have space to do it.
my God.
He's gonna do it in his living room on his his
Table.
his
Yeah.
little table in his living room.
A lot of people.
A lot of
I
people
know.
do.
And I gave him a tackle box with some stuff in it and told him what he should buy for paints and everything. And he's been watching YouTube videos and saying I'm going to be the best painter.
Good.
I'm going to be the best painter.
Fucking
Which
good.
his models used to look really cool.
Yeah.
He was very excited about Necromunda and campaign games, and he was a little upset that Warhammer 40K doesn't have that kind of play.
Dude, what do you mean? You can buff one stat from one hero every game.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool.
So cool.
So he was a little bummed out about that, but he did seem, just excited about the hobby in general.
Right.
That's really cool.
What
was
was
very cool.
what was his reaction to walking in our studio?
I mean, my brother. How do I describe him? I mean, you met him.
Yeah, he
He's-
doesn't show a ton of emotion.
No,
Yeah,
he's very
yeah.
I always call him shy, but he's not really shy.
He's like
he strikes
stone-faced.
like Paul, but not as
Yeah.
silly as Paul, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but I mean, more so of the fact of realizing, oh, let me ask my brother if he knows anything about Warhammer, and then coming into this.
And that's what
freak
Terry
Mecca.
said was
Yeah.
or was it who said that about?
Yeah.
Imagine finding out your brother's on Hivescum.
Yeah, I mean, he's not ever going to listen to this, but
Right, but still, it's got to be fucking.
I think
a wide-eyed thing.
His
being
initial
whoa.
response was he looked around, he's like, "Whoa, this is pretty crazy."
Yeah. I mean, we have friends, Levi, who they won't ever show that emotion. But saying something like that, is
It means
got you.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Levi, I think, actually is the best representative
Yeah,
of
yeah.
my brother.
Yeah, totally.
For someone that we know.
Right.
Yeah, he seemed from my brother,
Yeah,
he seemed
yeah.
excited about all of this.
That's
and it
cool.
was very cool to see.
Yeah, he
I mean,
bought $18,000 worth of Imperial Guard. He better be excited.
and he was like, yeah, because you that must be 2,000 points. And my brother's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. And it's to be a new player, man, I haven't thought about what that's like in so long.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because
be
he was
something-
asking me, he's like, "Oh, Warhammer 40K," and I was like, "Yeah, we don't really play 40K. If anything, we play this other game, but we just say we're playing Warhammer because it's a catch-all term. But we have played Warhammer Age of Sigmar," and he goes, "I don't know what that is." And I'm like, "Oh, it's the fantasy version." He
This
goes,
is so
"I don't
cool.
get that. What do you mean?"
This is so cool.
And I have to explain, it's swords and knights in armor. He goes, "Oh, they have that too." And then I had to explain what Mordheim is, and
this
I was
is
like, "Yeah, it's Necromunda, but it's fantasy."
I was going to say, that's crazy coming from him, a Necromunda player.
right?
I know.
Well, especially because he was into the hobby in the
In the
late
90s.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great. It's really cool. But
That's pre-Mordheim.
There are dudes like that are people like that who they have their game and they only
Yeah, that's all they play.
Only play that game, and nothing else matters.
But remember, he dropped knowledge on us. The squig herding game.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. What a crazy, wild thing.
Dude, so we're sitting there and he's looking at the squigs in the case. And he's like, "Oh, those look really familiar." I'm like, "Yeah, those are yours from when you were playing Necromunda." Because he would use them as squigs for monsters in Necromunda.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Yeah, those are yours from whatever. I don't know where they're from." And he's like, "Oh, those are from a squig racing game that we used to play."
And, we were
And I was like,
"Gorka
that sounds like
Morka?"
something made up that
Yeah,
your
yeah.
friend did.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
"No, this is a real game." And sure enough, Terry looks it up. it's a real game.
Was it one of the
Yeah.
White Dwarf?
It was a Games Day limited thing that they did,
Cool. Yeah.
and that's what the
it was
models
like
were from.
squig herding or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like all these squigs running around. Yeah, right? Just like the depths of the weird Games Workshop games where they're just like, I don't know, this seems like a cool thing to do for a random event.
Yeah.
But I don't know, to think about just like what it's like, especially like knowing now, like knowing that like half of the shit you see on YouTube is bullshit.
Yes.
Just like people being like, you need to do this with an airbrush, or, oh, you should only be using the Corax White from Games Workshop to prime your
Paint your model in 30 minutes, but I'm a pro painter and it actually
Yeah.
took 4 hours.
And I'm editing this over the course of 14 days.
Yeah.
Totally. Like all that shit is so daunting. Dude, it's
scary.
so daunting and crushing to a new player who all of a
There's
sudden doesn't know how to do it.
There's too much information out there
much.
for about anything in the world, right? But
Well, it's also
stuff.
it's commodified.
Yeah.
Like we talk
Absolutely.
shit about it all the time, where it's like a YouTuber will be like, I painted this army, and then a year later they're like, here's how I fucked up so bad, and this army sucks, and I hate it. And you're like,
Yeah.
what if that was what you loved? Like you got into that, and you're like, this is my favorite thing I've ever done. And then this guy's just like, you suck for doing this and following me. And you're
that's
like,
true.
cool.
And the crazy thing is, like, you know, I'll shout it. I mean, I'll shout it out. But there was that Ninja video that I loved that army, and I watched the whole video, being like, "This is really good. This guy did a great job." And then you were like, "Did you see his new video?" This video is from like 2 years ago. Did you see his new video? And it was literally that. It was literally him being like, "I have to repaint this whole army because I'm trash.
I'm trash. The army's
That
bad."
sucks. I was like, oh man, I'm happy. I'm like more confident of a painter than I was. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh,
soul
okay,
crushing.
I guess
to
I'm
fucking
not
hear
good.
that. Yeah, but
especially for like a kid watching
that
right?
too. And clearly that guy's doing it because he's fucking making money off that
Yeah.
shit. But it's like,
He just wants to make a new video.
yeah. But it's like that information, it still becomes important and
Yep.
pertinent to someone getting into the hobby at that point.
100%.
And
It's all
like,
just like public. People can look
Yeah.
that up, and then you crush some kid who thinks what you did was cool, or thinks that like they need to paint this well because some guy on YouTube is going to be like,
my
"I
mom
hate
bought
you."
$10,000 of painting supplies because Ninja told me to.
Literally.
to stick with some
Oh.
stupid meta that's like
Yeah.
That's why I'm so I say this so much. I don't know if on the pod or not, but I'm so pumped that I found you guys, because like we all understand that like Warhammer conceptually is the best, right?
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
in my mind, 40K still is the same 40K that I grew up. Like it really hasn't changed. Like,
But it has.
they've blown up planets and they've done there's things, there's new armor, and there's new rules. But to me, I'm like, I like the Imperial Guard because they have cool uniforms and
they
like
have
and like I
the
paint them.
spirit of humanity.
Yeah, and like and like I don't know, so many people in this hobby I don't think of it like that anymore, because I don't even know that GW doesn't encourage that anymore, right? Like
Well, they pay these motherfuckers.
Dude, there was a magic to those old codexes
Yes.
and the White Dwarfs and everything that they used to put out, that like you would read that as a kid, and just even looking at the pictures, it would just like evoke such a response.
Yeah,
of,
it's just
this
like
is something
converting.
special.
Like I don't know, like obviously you can still convert models all day long, but like I don't know, you go to an old like codex and they're like, this is how we converted this salamander mini to be this character,
Right,
Rather
right.
than just being like, buy this character, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's all the same shit we talk about all the time. It's just this like influx of money and blah 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 blah. But yeah,
It was fun though to talk to your brother and be like, you're gonna get hung up with all this bullshit on the internet.
Yes.
You're gonna get hung up with somebody saying you should be using these paints, or that this is the only way to paint, or that if you're not basing your models in this particular way, then you're a hack. Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna see all of that, and you know what? Don't worry about any of it.
yeah.
That was a nice shot.
Well, we really, I think, pushed the don't worry about your block of guys, like bases and faces.
Yep.
That was like, pick something on the model that you want to stand out and focus your skills
for
at
that army. Ooh.
Yeah. Like, no one's going to care about all your guys. And then, because he got hung up about stratagems. He's like, I'm seeing all these stratagem
I don't know
things.
what that means,
Dude,
Like, I don't
sucks.
care.
It sucks. And I'm trying to tell him, because, like, the spirit of, and I know probably, well, Gage is gone, but to me, one-page rules, Grimdark Future represents a lot of, like, that early 40K.
We can
for
do
me.
exactly what we want to do with that system or any other system, or we can play 40K, but like,
Yeah.
our mind canon of like, which is the canon, right? We're not deviating really at all, but like exactly how we perceive this shit is we can play it with that game.
Yeah.
No problem.
And like I get it if people don't want to play that or like I want to play
totally.
40K. It's like, all right, well, I'll play 40K with you. I'm not going to look at stratagems. I'm not going to do any of that
Yeah.
stuff. You're not going to if you're trying to play by the book like at a game store, you're not going to get the game out of me that you're looking
Well, it's
for.
like
No,
it's
totally.
like talking to like Tyler, $1 Billion Clown Farm about hearing him on the podcast about like competitive play and then talking to him a
Absolutely,
little
yeah.
bit in person about it. Like I definitely have a new understanding and like respect for that thing. It's still not my bag, but like
It's just a way to play the game.
it 100%. And I totally get it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd much rather just like sit down. I'd rather spend 10 hours converting a single guardsman or a single Tyranid than worry about a new rule chasing thing or whatever.
In my opinion, they're two different games.
Different hobbies,
the way
yeah.
Tyler plays and the way that we play.
Yeah.
And I don't think like one is better than the other. And in fact, it's like jumping between two is fine. But if like you're playing in those, if you're going to LVO to play, you're not telling a story. You are making a list, whether or not it makes sense lore wise. It's just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I want to use this. I know this is the meta right now. I'm buying this model. I'm going to use it.
And
Even if
buying
it doesn't
3 of
make
them.
sense. You're grot, you're using all grot tanks because it's the new hotness or whatever. It may not make sense for lore wise or whatever. You might not have a justification of why it's important lore wise, but it's just, you're buying that to play the game. We are always story first.
And I think, just from our conversation with him, his interests seem to be the hobby aspect. He wants to build and like paint and like do something with his time. And I think the game is going to be a secondary thing where it's all for fun.
Your
And that's-
brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I think he got hung up about no campaign play aspect to
It's
it.
gotta be so scary
Which it made me think like, how do you do a campaign thing where you customize stuff to do that? Like, where do you how do you do like in a way without completely breaking and ruining a game? Not
But like,
ruin,
fuck
but-
it, break it.
That's what I mean. It's like, do you just break it and you just say,
Yeah.
we're having fun? Yeah, my guy's got this broken thing, or my guy is a little more powerful. Like, who cares?
I don't know why people are so afraid of that part of the game.
I don't know.
I think
People
it
are
stems
so
from
afraid of
it stems
that.
from like needing a balanced game in some respects. But
just
worrying about-
crazy.
dude. For me, I'm like, dude, if your orc, if your mega knob is in power armor and he's fighting my fucking 42-year-old, human captain who isn't anything compared to that,
should crush him.
smash him.
Yeah.
My hero deserves to be smashed. That's part of his story now. He's pulp, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's the feels bad that comes in.
I feel so good about
It's,
that.
for me,
Yeah.
it's an investment thing.
Yeah.
If I'm showing up, and this is where these two things will always butt heads, right? If you and I are showing up to play a game and you tell me you have a cool Imperial Guard tank that flies and drops bombs and does all these cool things, some would call that an airship, but your thing hits on fucking ones and does all this amazing shit, and it's like, okay, yeah, I showed up and we told a story, but like no matter what, I was
Story was
not
my story.
Yeah, I was not gonna win. That I think is where it comes from.
yeah.
But I don't think that happens though.
But that's
No.
the thing. And this was talked about in the Discord the other day. It's like, how many of these things actually happen, or is it being like brought into reality because
It's like this
people
slippery
are?
slope argument of like, well, this could happen.
Well, it could.
Yeah,
But
anarchy could never work because people would be murdering each other.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like, would they?
But would they? Yeah.
But that's how like the OPR like magic supplement I did like that. It's like you get powerful stuff, but
great
none of it is
example.
nothing in that book is gonna just win you the game. Like,
But it could.
I don't, and I think that comes to where like if you're gonna make up rules and you're gonna do stuff, you have to do it with a grain of salt, and you have to have consideration for the other people playing.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
because there's always the guy that's gonna break the rules.
No, I think it's also someone that does not have a competitive mindset at all. I think a lot of it too is it feeling fair, like going into it, knowing, okay, maybe I do stand a chance to fight against these fucking custodes, but it's like, okay, well, realistically you don't, and you knew you didn't going into it, but the feels bad is when it feels like a gotcha.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
but once
I know
again-
I'm marching my guys up to shoot and then charge you with bayonets, knowing that your guy is better than me.
Yeah.
Like you feeling bad that the unit gets wiped out shouldn't really happen because you went in knowing
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then you shouldn't. Well, A, you shouldn't be playing it, but B, it's also the theoretical. Well, how much does this actually happen? Versus what are we just the zeitgeist of fucking complaining about this online, making it a thing where it's not at all.
Yeah, because I think it would be sick to have if you had one guy, big ass sword, he's an ass beater, and then I have a bunch of like ranged units. It's like, yeah, we're shooting all of our weapons towards the big guy, and it's just like that's cool. Like you know, yeah, you might have an ass beater, but now I know that's your tough guy, so we're all gonna beat that guy up. You know, and it kind of evens itself out, even if it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I will preach this choir forever that one-page rules is the greatest. But they had like, oh, you want to make custom rules for custom items, for custom weapons, for custom guys? There is a balance sheet that the unit builder checks to make sure, like, wound output, wounds coming in, it's all balanced to make the point cost of the unit. So, like, you want to make custom stuff, you can,
in OPR,
and it auto balances it
in like Firefight or like
all
in
of
Dark Future. Oh,
all
okay.
of it.
I wonder if that's like maybe.
And granted, you put this item on a guy that's already really broken. That kind of gets into the...
But then we all kick that guy's ass.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're putting this really fucked up thing on an already really fucked up guy. Like, you're doing the bad guy thing. Which I don't think anyone that we play with does that. But it's, like you said, it's the, well, what if? That makes everyone worry of, like, balance.
I'm not going to play this person because I bet they did that thing.
It's just a time investment. Like, oh, I wasted my time because you tricked me.
Yeah.
And I never stood a chance, and you knew that, but I didn't.
But how do you trick
Welcome
someone?
to the real world, motherfucker.
I guess if you go in and you're like, yeah, hey, my army has this thing. I don't have to play with it, but like this is what I've been using in my games because this is like my fun thing that is like a part of my campaign play.
It's such a per person thing because it's like
I'm not going to care that you do that as long as I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but like I don't care. Like, I'm here to have fun and just play the game.
It's also like no one's showing up for a narrative where it's like, okay, Terry, you and I are going to meet up on Thursday night, and I know for a fact that you're going to fucking win. But I want to tell that story. And it's like, well, if that's the case, why are we even showing up?
Yeah, totally.
It's like, okay.
No,
I mean, I don't know, because sometimes that is fun. Like, we used to do that at Bill's shop with... I'm the Imperial Guard player inside the fortress, and it's never-ending orcs storming the fortress, and it just turns until I die. Yeah. It's like, that's fun.
Right, but your victory goal at that point is how many rounds can you last?
Yeah.
So that's still a victory in itself. Where if I'm like, okay, cool, I'm bringing my ghosts to fight his undead, are my ghosts... I don't know why I keep coming up with these armies that none of us have, but if I'm bringing my Cities of Sigmar to fight his undead, but I know there's no chance in winning, I don't actually have a goal, like an aside goal, like a campaign goal or anything. I'm just playing because
we're playing a game.
I have to. Mm-hmm. That's not fun, obviously.
No.
Yeah.
So but that doesn't happen.
But that's the thing. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're just so lucky with the people that we
I think that might be part of it.
I definitely think that's part of it. Yeah.
Truly. I mean, but... and just the people we like choose to interact with.
Yeah.
Not in our area.
Yeah.
But,
no bullies.
I don't know, man.
No one throwing tape while
no one
people are
throws tape at
recording.
me, and no one shoots finger guns at me.
And it's like the regiments campaign. It's like it's all good people who want to tell a story.
Yes.
None of the people. How many people are in this? There's like got to be 10. Something like that.
10, yeah.
It's like all of them good people.
All good people?
All good people.
What about that Blurs guy?
Ooh.
Well,
Blurs hasn't played his game yet, I think.
hey, maybe I'll play against Blurs.
You should.
I should say mostly good people in the regiments campaign. But what made me think about it is your brother wants to play like a Necromunda. I wonder if we were to take the Necromunda rule book and then we would strip all of the campaign rules from it. Could we just slap those into a 40K system and it's just like your leaders leveling up?
That's what currently exists, though.
Yeah, but the leveling up stuff isn't cool. It's like you get a +1 to hit, and that's it.
Because it is still balanced on a per point basis,
but because we kind of did it with Necromunda and not Necromunda, Mordheim and Age
but Mordheim
of Sigmar.
the Mordheim balance is like because I don't think do items come into account?
for
for balancing. I just know that there is a
In
balancing
Age of Sigmar,
system.
they do. It's not real items, but yeah, they do. I don't know if items go into your warband rating for more time.
No, I don't think so. Well, also more
it's
time is
GP value.
You know,
Yeah.
the going back to Inhumane Harvest, the biggest takeaway from wartime for me for anything is that it can be unbalanced and unfair, and
Right.
which is why I directly imported that to my own game.
The GW like Crusade system for 40K and for Age of Sigmar made it so you can still play with a
Non-campaign.
point value against someone that's non-campaign.
Okay.
So if I'm
Yeah.
playing Catachan versus your orcs,
I gotcha.
my campaign list is 2,200 points because my narrative version of the game added the 200 points. So you could just throw a unit in there to make 200, and it's theoretically balanced.
But that 220 that you're using for your campaign,
200.
or 200, yeah, but it doesn't have. What would it have for extra shit? Like, what would you get for
Extra
the campaign?
abilities, extra items.
My guy has a 4-up save instead of a 5-up.
or my
and-
guys have a built-in like, oh, you get to shoot twice in the shooting
yeah,
phase.
or
of
I
this
got
unit.
a 5-up ward.
So kind of boring stuff.
But yeah, and that's the thing. It kind of has to in an army-wide game.
Yeah.
You can't be like, okay, Marine Peace Tea has a fucking this one ability, and he's number 9 out of my 10 guys.
No,
in
but
the
what if your
squad.
commander is the one that's leveling up?
But that's kind of what they do.
But what if it levels up in the way that it levels up in Necromunda?
He gets a
Where he
cooler
gets
gun.
skin-
Yeah,
He gets that.
Kind of have that.
in
But,
40K.
yeah, but it's way more limited, I guess, because like in Necromunda, you have an entire shop to run
Right?
from.
yeah.
In which
That'd be cool.
I do think that's cool. From like, oh, all the
Right?
like imagine like each unit, each sergeant in each unit could
Totally.
be a little hero that has, oh, this guy, yeah, he has a power sword and a plasma pistol, which
Yeah.
not every army can do that, and it just here's the list of stuff you can upgrade your guys with. Like this kind of is going into a tangent of just
I know.
bullshit,
Well, just
Cares.
all right. I do.
No, I care.
I mean, yeah. I guess we talk about this all the time, and then now we're just like kind of brainstorming of how we would make your brother feel more comfortable playing.
forcing
40K.
people to listen
Well,
to
and
us.
that's what I was just
private
tell-
conversation.
And I guess that was the
Sorry.
point. Is I was trying to tell him like, yo, like don't worry about the stratagem stuff. We can
Yes.
just play 40K. Or if you don't want to play 40K, we could literally sit down next week and play one-page rule, and I can just show you how to play a tabletop war game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if this seems fun, then you can branch out whatever way you want with it.
Or we could learn how to play Necromunda and just play that.
I would also play that.
Yeah.
We have the best version here.
And we have blurs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Actually, God.
Blurs.
and now
Amunda.
he's got as many units or models as he'd ever need for any skirmish game, or
Steve, do you want to ask some? Do the thing.
Oh, do you want? Oh, wait, I'm going to do it on you.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Are you ready for Questions from the Hive?
There's some good questions here.
That was
Little Zap Brannigan in that one.
Thank you.
I bet.
Ooh, oh,
That
here's
he
a good.
does. I don't even know who that is.
Come on, Futurama.
I love Zaff.
Who's the guy who directed Cloverfield?
Zaff Brannigan.
Yeah, I think Zach Brannigan.
Zach.
I don't know.
Zachary Brannigan. All right, I got a question from the Hive.
I got a bunch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, get that.
Where is Frodo the first time he hears a Ringwraith scream after leaving Rivendell?
Weather? No, that's before.
Before. Wait.
Is he at the Prancing Pony?
No, that's before.
Tyler, what does a Ringwraith sound like?
It sounds like Fran when she has strep throat, and they recorded it, and they put
Franny?
Fran, what's her name?
The nanny?
Drescher?
I'm Fran Drescher, a Ringwraith.
Is it?
Fran
is
Drescher,
it-
the Ringwraith, is a very.
Is it in the Dead Marshes?
Yeah, baby.
No way.
Yeah.
What about all those other types?
Terry just died. Everybody.
Everybody.
Sorry. Fran Drescher got me. Fran Drescher.
She's stabbing Frodo slowly.
This is the worst Fran Drescher impressions ever.
I think they're pretty good.
All right. Okay.
Steve, ask us a question.
All right, I got some good
Who
ones.
farted?
Not me.
That's the question for the Hive.
All right, first one. Well, this one would apply if you guys actually brought your fucking toys to the studio. So
I brought my toys.
No, you
I
didn't.
hate toys. I play in my mind.
All right, here's the first good one. Ex
Speaking of
Obscurus asks,
yeah,
who would win a
motherfucker.
fight, Tanner or a non-pixelated image?
Non-pixelated
That's
image.
rough, dude. I don't know.
An MPI? Tanner versus an MPI?
Yeah. I think the non-pixelated image would win.
I have to agree.
Does that mean it's 1 pixel?
No, it means it's non-pixelated.
It's like an inequality. Like you could actually decipher what it is.
I think he could just rip it.
Yeah, he could maybe.
I think if it was printed out, Tanner could rip it.
What if it's not
1 point to
printed?
Tanner. Nah,
He would have to
He's
find
done.
his hardware from 1991 and then convert that over to another piece of interface from 1992.
I'm on
Slap
Tanner's
on
side.
his,
I'm on Tanner's side.
Dragon Ball Z-esque eye shield.
Yeah.
That tells
I'm in.
him all the
Yeah,
information.
he would have to then call in on his microphone that he met his girlfriend on.
ring, 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 ring.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Next question. Next question isn't a question, but our friend at Barlamon, Dan, asked, don't forget to discuss Ian Miller. Because last night he said, please discuss Ian Miller on the podcast.
Great artist.
Great artist.
Great artist.
I got the book for Christmas.
I saw the movie.
The book is great. What?
Yeah, the movie.
Is it better than the movie? The
John
book?
Blanche
Yeah,
movie?
you know what I mean? Does it ever really... It's a lot of spikes.
A lot of spikes.
Oh, the guy can't get enough of these spikes.
No.
All right. Here's another one.
Ian, calm it down. More spikes.
Trees?
Oh.
Faces? Castles? Detail?
We've had enough of this style.
All right. The studio is on fire, and you can only have time to save 3. They say models, but I'm going to say 3 items. Who or what is
My friends.
saved?
My friends.
Terry, the computer.
Phil's pewter weight collection.
The sound recorder. That's it. Those are my 3
that's
things.
pretty good.
God.
Yeah.
What about you,
I
Tyler?
don't have to worry about Steve because he's a firefighter. Tyler can die in the fire.
Jesus.
Tyler, I would never let you die in a fire.
The fuck?
I'm not worried about it because Steve's a firefighter.
Yeah, and he knew Steve
And
would
I'll
get
jump out
you.
a window into a little river.
Yeah. 70 feet down.
I'm not saving anything except for me and mine. All right? What? No, I'm kidding. I'd save all 3 of you guys. if it was the 4 of us in there,
3 items, dude.
grabbing-
Come
I'm
on.
grabbing-
Does my
Guys.
entire army count?
You're
as
going to
one
sit
item?
there and grab all
No,
of
I'll
your...
scoop them how I put them away normally, just
my
right into a
God.
box.
it's so true.
I would save my Empire army. I would save 1 copy of the Mummy, and then I would save another copy of the Mummy.
Ooh, no. I would grab the 15-minute long Mortis VHS tape that I bought and left here.
That's a good one. Terry, what would you save?
A Coke Zero, and then I would save Terry because I'm worried about him. He wouldn't be able to save himself.
No, I would be running around.
What do we do? Guys, what do we do?
paralysis.
I would
Guys.
save the gross old 100-foot extension cord.
Yep.
I would
You've had that
save
forever.
a long time. Can't let that one go. I would save 1 can of Coke Zero, and I would save the little gremlin that lives in the pipes.
Yeah. That knocked over the... Is that the thing now? We have a gremlin in this studio?
Gremlin in the pipes.
That knocked over the mic this morning?
Yeah.
While we were all in the other room.
He pulled it out, and it fell.
Poor friend Mike.
R.I.P.
All right, I got 2 more questions.
Wow.
The Ruin 501 asks, will y'all revisit BOP in the future, or are you doing something entirely different?
You saying that in like a Texas accent?
I guess so.
Will y'all
revisit.
revisit BOP?
Revisit.
Y'all revisit that BOP?
Hey,
Revisit.
will y'all revisit that
Y'all
BOP?
revisit.
It's like Tiger King. Revisit.
Revisit.
You're
Called
gonna-
for help twice.
I revisited.
I asked to play twice. Nothing. Not a fuck you. Nothing.
What did he ask?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, who's this guy? The villain 501?
The villain 501.
Villain. Oh no.
The villain.
the villain.
Villain.
Billin 501. I would love to revisit BOP.
Yeah, it's a great little. It's like it's a great little scenario thing. You can do whatever you want there. You know.
Me and Terry were just talking about getting the jackal bikes from our
Getting
good
the-
friend.
getting
our
the
good
gang
friend
back together.
across the pond.
Yeah. The
to
other
make some
way.
Mad Max.
The big pond.
Yeah, the big pond. We can't say his name, but
We can't.
yes, I think we would revisit. And I think we will also do something else.
It would also be nice
Yeah.
to do something with the Oases on the Brothers of Promethea, which I just realized like the other day we didn't really like do a lot.
Hey.
It was mostly desert fighting.
In my heart, we were
Yeah.
doing some.
There was an Oasis fight.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a central feature.
I
should just
It's
more-
background info.
background.
I still would like to have like the crew
Yeah.
actually play it
Yes.
rather than running it for other people.
That'd be great.
For 40 other people.
Yeah. I also think it would be cooler to do a zoom out on that. I forgot who I was talking about it with at BOP, but Battlefleet Gothic around
yeah.
the planet.
Ships falling to the planet.
So it would make more sense with like kit bashed fucking ships or whatever. Everyone's being sucked into the warp from this random anomaly that's happening, and everyone just has like, okay, Tyler has a huge cruiser where it's just like, I have a scout ship, and it's
That'd be
just
cool.
like
You like almost roll. You can roll at a table to see what you have.
everyone has random shit because of the warp anomaly that's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Your Eldar ship fuses with a Tau ship on its way in.
just like random kit bashed bullshit. So just more narrative prompts.
Last
Two more,
question.
dude. Two more.
Two
Come
more?
on.
You want
Yeah,
two more?
come on, two
Okay.
more. Both really serious.
Someone, where is it? Michael C. Wyatrack _art asks,
my guy.
what were some unseen challenges moving into the new studio?
Money.
Money.
Pizza. The pizza's
Yeah,
a
the
challenge.
pizza sucks.
Not
now.
walking to a gas station.
Domino's doesn't deliver here anymore.
Yeah, we found that out, Terry.
Well, oh no.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
I don't have to have
Grow
like,
up.
I
I
know.
don't have to be sick the next
However,
day.
the Chinese food place, the
Better?
driver remembered me.
That's mad funny.
When I picked up the food, he goes, "Oh, you're over here now."
Hey.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And I was like, "If you go to this Building 8 sign, dude, every time." He goes, "Perfect."
Nice.
This is great.
So
What a
we're good
guy.
there.
Also, the gas station pizza that we had before recording was delicious.
It was actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have pen on your face.
No, Steve, he got himself.
Tyler licked the pen off his face.
It looks like you have a wispy part of your mustache that you
That's
kind
the
of
grandma, the grandma
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, come here, sweetie.
Sweetie, you
We,
have a
um,
marking on your face.
To seriously answer this question, Michael, we had to destroy one of our tables while moving here.
Yes.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
Yes. However, the layout of the new studio I like more than the last one.
Yeah, I think it'll be better.
I like the location of the other one better.
Yeah, because it was less far.
Well, I mean it's a mile away, but I'm saying like the we were in a basement there. We could truly do whatever we wanted.
I mean, we can still do whatever we
We
want
can
here.
still kind of do whatever we want, but
We could have an event here. We could do whatever the fuck we want here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so close to feeling like the studio again, but
I think it's because
time.
it's not settled in yet.
yeah.
You got to break it.
And
in.
we
I gotta piss on the walls.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
Yeah, I gotta
Get a
sleep on the
A little
floor.
bit of bathroom time.
Yeah.
it also costs a lot more money, so it feels
Yeah.
more official.
Punch a couple holes in the walls. It'll feel just like
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, so last question. Last question.
Terry got
Oh,
me.
this is a pretty good one.
Terry got me sick.
No, he's got RSV.
P.
Q minis asks,
Oh my
has
God.
Gage painted his army yet?
Which army?
Thanks for checking out this episode of Hive Scum. If you aren't already part of the community, check us out at the In Rust We Trust Discord, which you can find down in the description below. If you have questions you'd like to ask us, you can find our Instagrams down below as well. Or feel free to ask away on the Discord. We also have plenty of extra content and other perks available to our patrons on Patreon. So if you're interested in helping us keep doing what we're doing, then you can find that description below as well. Until next time, folks, keep it grimdark and keep it grimy. Peace.